This review has been made possible by Toyota of Naperville. As you know, Toyota has tons of brand new Toyotas available for purchase, but did you know that they also have a remarkable selection of used cars? Head on over to toyotaofnaperville.com and look through hundreds of used cars for sale right now.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2013 Fiat 500e. Up front is an electric motor, and down below is a 1-speed automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be driving this 500e for a couple of reasons, but mainly because these are rare, they're unique, and they're very, very interesting to me. These vehicles were originally only sold in 2013 in California, later expanding to other low-emission states like Oregon. But production numbers were never very high. In 2013, they only made 2,310 of these. And production throughout its life never passed 6,000 units per year, which the 500e in this body style ended in 2019. So this is unique, it's different, and I'm excited to share that with you guys today. But before we get on with the rest of the video, if you are looking to help out the channel, there are some awesome links in the description below. One is for Cash for Cars, if you're looking to sell your vehicle, get a quote, help the channel. We also have the fixed OBD2 Bluetooth sensor to help diagnose your car. Buy one, help the channel. And we have con plates. If you don't want to drill holes in your front bumper but still need to display your license plate, you can suction cup it to your windshield, and when you buy one, you help out the channel. Thank you to all the sponsors of this video, but let's get on with it. So let's get back to that electric motor under the hood. Well, it's actually not manufactured by Fiat. It's manufactured by Bosch. That's right, Bosch, that makes the windshield wipers, the spark plugs, the power drills, the stereos. Bosch makes almost the entire drivetrain, including the battery and the electric motor. This motor is also shared in the Smart for 2 Passion Electric, which I reviewed a long time ago. But Bosch also produces that, so they know what they're doing for sure. From that electric motor, it makes 111 horsepower and 147 foot-pounds of torque. The battery is a 24 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery, and according to Chrysler, it'll give you 87 miles of range and 100 miles of range in the city. But according to the EPA, they can only get it to about 80 miles of range, which is not great. However, Fiat knew that it wasn't great. And so in April of 2013, Fiat announced that because so many people were so worried about this small range, that they would actually give you an account with Enterprise Rental Car. And so 12 days a year, you could rent a car at no cost on Fiat's dime if you were worried about the range. You had to go out of town or things like that. I have never heard of a manufacturer doing that, where they acknowledge the range of their car is so poor that on their dime, you can rent a car. That should be an immediate red flag right there. However, when you did rent a car through this program, you could only rent other Fiats or FCA products like a Chrysler 200 or a Dodge Dart. Charging time is about 4 hours on a 240 outlet, which is not bad at all, but again, you can only go 80 miles off of that charge. However, at the end of the day, it is an electric car, and I hate to say this, I'm actually enjoying the driving experience. I'm not a big Fiat fan. I hate Fiats besides the Abarth products. But this is not an Abarth, but it's still kind of fun. You're not going to hear anything besides my equipment shifting around, but it's torquey. It's fun. 147 foot-pounds of torque in this little thing. Not bad. Not bad. Like I said, paired to it, 1-speed automatic transmission, no comment there. And last but not least, it is front-wheel drive. So let's talk about the interior. I have many thoughts in here. Well, in front of me, I have a digital gauge cluster. This, I think, is really nice. I love this digital gauge cluster. I have my battery charge on the left, my charge, eco, and power gauge on the right, which sort of moves up and down while I drive, and I get a nice image of the Fiat 500e in the center. This has way more colors, way more nice of a display than you'd find in a regular Fiat 500, and I can really appreciate that. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have my voice controls, mute, and phone options, and on the right, I have my cruise control options, which I doubt would get much use in this car. I also get this giant Fiat badge, and the steering wheel is white with red interior. And this is where my first issue with the interior comes. This steering wheel has not aged well, especially for only having around 50,000 miles on this car. This white just doesn't hold up. Anything you have to touch should not be white in a car because it's just going to be very obviously dirty down the road. And that's what happens here with this steering wheel. There's a little bit of like chipping around the Fiat logo. To the left of me, I just have a climate control vent, and on the door, I have my handle to get in and out and my power mirror options. Again, the door card is this sort of white and red, strawberries and cream kind of look that's going to be a running theme throughout the rest of the car. Moving up on top of the dash, I have this weird springy thing. And I did some research online, and apparently it's for putting a GPS. Now, this is back in the day before big screens were as common in cars, and not everyone had an iPhone still. And so this was actually for putting a GPS seamlessly into the dashboard. I think this is actually really smart, but was quickly phased out as no one really wanted those anymore. Coming down below that, I have 2 climate control vents, a radio with pretty basic settings, no screen or anything like that, but I do get a CD player. I guess that's nice. And then we have traction control off, hazard, and rear defrost. Traction control off. Let's see if it'll chirp the tires. I don't know if it will, but... Oh, God! Oh, my God! Ugh. That was the worst chirp ever. Let's try it again. Yeah, good. Don't do that again. Ugh. Now, getting back to these buttons after that disgusting chirp, there is this blue blot thing in the middle. I don't think that has anything to do with the Fiat. I think a previous owner put like a phone mount here, and when they removed it, some adhesive was left over. So I can't fault the Fiat for that. Down below, I do have my climate controls. Again, everything finished in white. I do have auto, which is nice, and I have heated seats, as well as my fog light switch is found right here. Kind of an odd placement for that. Moving down to the center console, we have our window switches for either side and the shifter itself. I think the shifter for an EV is nice, plain, and simple, and I love that. Moving down below, we do have a DC 12-volt outlet that works off the key, and we have cup holders, so we'll do a big friggin' bottle test. I don't think a Fiat has ever passed the big friggin' bottle test, and this is just the same. There's also another cup holder at the back of the center console, but it too fails the big friggin' bottle test. Then we have the handbrake, and we got to talk about the seats. The seats are berries and cream as well, with red headrests, very odd looking there, and they have a racing stripe that goes right up the middle of you. If you want to feel extra sporty, here they are. They are manual seats as well, but they are heated, which is a nice feature, especially on a cold day like today, and they're doing the job. But we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. So interestingly enough, there's actually some storage down here, which is kind of nice, but then it doesn't offer a whole lot of foot room. I'm in the back of the Fiat 500e. I don't get any cup holders. The headrests are sticking into my back. Let me inch them up here. Still not comfy. I would not fit back here if the seat was moved into its normal position, so this is just terrible. Let's take a quick look around the back. We'll talk about the storage space, if there is any, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the Fiat 500e. And there we go. That's the storage space we're dealing with here, ladies and gentlemen. I do have this little pull tab. I could pull up on this, and that is the charger, but I don't get much space. Now, of course, these seats do go down. Push those down like that, and that gives you a lot more space. Still not a whole ton, but I guess some. It's a Fiat 500. It's the same exact storage space as a regular 500, so if you're familiar with those, you're familiar with these. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I've always liked the look of the 500. I think it's a sporty, fun little car, and I think it's cool to see the E. This is an electric little car, and I like that a lot. But now let's get to my final thoughts here on the Fiat 500e. And I know I've been very critical of Fiat in the past, and I don't really like Fiats. However, I do want to first start off with the fact that I really enjoy driving this car. It's torquey, it's fun, it's little, it feels relatively sporty, and it's just fun to be driving something unique and different. I know when I pull up to a stoplight, especially here in Illinois where these were never officially sold, I know that I'm not going to look over and see another one of these. And that is a very, very nice feeling and a cool feeling. However, even as much as I love driving this car, let's get to the reasons why I can't really recommend one to a friend. Well, first of all, let's talk about the original MSRP. Now keep in mind, about 87 miles of range. The original sticker price for this car was $15,000. I'm just kidding. It was $32,000. $32,500 for this car. Before government incentives, sure, you get a little bit of a tax break, whatever. But to go 80 miles, $32,500. That is absolutely ludicrous. For $10,000, this is great. For $15,000, sure, okay. But for $32,500, no way. No way. This now makes no sense at that price. If you bought one of these brand new without any incentives at that $32,500, please reach out to me because I want to know why. Why? That makes no sense. Now, of course, this is a used car, and on the used market, these go for about $10,000 to $12,000, and that makes a lot more sense. As a little city car, something that you would either finance a small amount for, or some people are well enough to afford the whole price, yeah, that makes sense to me. But $32,500 does not make any sense to me. The other thing I don't like is the interior quality. Now, this is pretty standard for Fiats themselves. It's always been this way. The steering wheel, aging, not really happy about. All the white in here, I know, is just going to get dingier and dingier over time. And I think while it probably looked sweet under the showroom lights in 2013, it doesn't quite look the same under the 2021 sun. And so, due to its poor amount of range, lack of interior quality, and its original overpricing, I don't think that this 500e is a win. As much as I really am enjoying driving it, I just couldn't recommend it to someone. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Toyota of Naperville for letting me take out their Fiat 500e. This is one of their used vehicles. They have tons of interesting vehicles on the lot. They are absolutely awesome. We are celebrating 3 years of working together, and I've never had a poor experience with them. They always greet me with a smile, and that is greatly appreciated. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.